in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Came here to live, and we came here to remember that we came here to give our love away. We've come to give our love away. We came here to laugh, and we came here to sing, and we came here to remember we're in everything. We came here to love, and we came here to live, and we came here to remember that we came here to give our love away. We've come to give our love away. Give our love away, away, away. We've come to give our love away. Come here to laugh and give our love away.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. My name is Michelle May. I'm on the Board of Trustees. I am a licensed practitioner here at the center, and I'm going to be sharing all the good things that we've got going on here at the center. But first, it's our last Sunday, so we have Birthday Sunday. So who celebrated a birthday in the month of December? I know there were some. I know, Walt, Katie, Jackie. Great. Beautiful. So we're going to sing to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear December people. Happy birthday to you. Yay. And we invite you to stay afterwards for some homemade cake provided by Walt, and it'll look like a variety of flavors. Yay! And then a few store-bought vegan ones. Yay! Yeah, so stay after and join us and help us eat the cake, because we definitely have lots. All right, so we are still doing the food drive. Today is the last day. The box is out back. If you had any food that you wanted to donate, you can bring it and leave it in it's like the gift-wrapped box. Or if you want to leave cash or check donations, we can take that for you too, either Roseanne in the bookstore, the Revs, or myself. Reverend Diane has been heading that up, but she's off island, so she has passed the torch to us, and we will help her out with that. Also out back on the information table, we have lots of things to sign up for, first of all, but we also have our pledge sheets, and that's to help us do the budget for 2019. So you can receive one of those out back in the plain white envelopes if you didn't receive one already, and you can pass them in to any of us I've just mentioned, or as the collection goes by, feel free to do that then as well. Tomorrow evening is New Year's Eve. What? What? Are you ready for 2019? Yeah. Yes, I know. Yes, we are ready. We are ready. We are ready. And we are going to be doing a beautiful ceremony tomorrow, an angel walk, where we get to come and nourish each other and be nourished in a way that is just supportive and uplifting and just really, really sacred. So join us for this angel walk. It's going to be from 5 to 6. And it's a great way to let go of 2018 and welcome in 2019. So join us for that from 5 to 6. Patrick's very excited. There's gonna. Oh, you have lipstick. You do. Oh, there's a little bit. The angels have already been working over here. Wow. So join us for the angel walk. I'll get back to. Get back. Yes, right here. Yep, we'll be doing that right here in the center. And then next Sunday, which will be our first Sunday of 2019, please join us for our very popular Rap with the Revs, which will be directly after service. And then the following week, this is a special note, we are going to be launching our 6th annual Sacred Journey. 6, right? Yes. 6th annual Sacred Journey. There's going to be folks coming from the mainland. There's going to be folks from the community all participating in this. But as we do each year, we have a huge celebration for this at Lidgate. So on the 13th, the service will be at Lidgate, same time, 9 a.m. However, we are looking for folks to come earlier to help us set up and to stay longer to help break down. And that is one of the forms out back on the information table, along with it being a potluck. So everybody can bring a dish to share for that. And we will have Sacred Earth Choir that's going to be joining us and doing the music for that special Sunday service. So please join us. It's a great way to just celebrate our community, invite friends and family. It's a great way to just, if people have been curious, if you've been online watching us and not quite sure what goes on in here, then you can come and join us for our special service and learn all about us. We also still have one spiritual living circle still happening in Kauai. That's going to be mid-January, January 16th. That's from 4 to 5 with Rebecca DeRoos. And then they being the Revs, have been having lots of people asking when is the next class. There were so many of you that took the last accredited class. There's an excitement building up. There's lots of people getting involved in their spiritual life and their spiritual growth. So that's on the books now. It's going to be Wednesday, January 30th is when it's going to start. It's a 10-week class. Essentials of Successful Living is the title of the class, and it's all on Ernest Holmes' books, The Essential Ernest Holmes. So it's a great class. Even if you didn't do the one that just completed, come along and join Reverends Rita and Reverend Patrick for this 10-week class on Wednesdays. All right. Well, thank you for your kind attention, everyone. Oh, it'll be live streamed as well. So those of you who are off island, it's recorded and then live streamed both. Okay, great. Awesome. So we have some folks who did that with the last class, and it was a huge success. So yes, absolutely. Those of you who are watching online can be a part of the class as well. All right. Well, thank you for your kind attention. And here's Reverend Rita and Reverend Patrick.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we just want to say a quick thing about Michelle, in case you didn't read the paper the other day. Hello, our little celebrity. And she, if it was in yesterday's, I have it here. We're going to put it up. So read it. It was a wonderful article. Well, welcome, everyone. It's good to be back. If you're here for the first time, you didn't miss us because you didn't know we were gone that one week. But we've been back, and we are very excited. And we thought this would be a wonderful opportunity to start out with some joy. December, I love December, but it's been a little heavy, so we thought we would lighten it up to start with. Are you ready?
I really can't
But
stay.
baby, it's cold outside.
I gotta go away.
But baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
Been hoping that you'd drop
so
in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands, they're just like ice.
My mother will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your hurry?
My father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace roar.
So really, I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't hurry.
Well, maybe just a half drink more.
Put some records on while I pour.
Neighbors might
But
think-
baby, it's bad out there.
Say, what's in this drink?
No Ubers to be had out there.
I wish I knew
Your
how
eyes are like starlight
to
now.
break the spell.
I'll take your hat, Your hair looks swell.
I ought to say no, no,
You
no,
mind if
sir.
I'm moving closer?
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my pride?
I really can't
Oh, baby,
stay.
don't hold out. Baby,
Ah, but
it's cold
outside.
outside.
I simply must
But
go.
baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is no.
Oh, baby, it's cold outside.
This welcome has
How
been
lucky that you dropped
so
in.
nice and warm.
Look out the window at that storm.
My sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, your lips look delicious.
My brother will be there at the door.
Waves upon a tropical shore.
My maiden aunt's mind is vicious.
Gosh, your lips are delicious.
Well, maybe just a half drink more.
Never such a blizzard before.
I gotta get
but
home.
baby, you'd freeze out there.
Say, lend me a comb.
It's up to your knees out there.
You've really been
I
grand.
thrill when you touch my
But
hand.
don't you see?
How can you do this thing to me?
There's bound to be talk tomorrow.
Well, think of my lifelong
At
sorrow.
least there will be plenty implied.
If you caught pneumonia and died,
really can't
get over
stay.
that old doubt. Baby,
but
it's
it's
cold outside. Oh, but it's cold outside.
It is, right?
Yeah.
It has been cold. Too
Boy,
cold for
I'll tell ya.
Hawaii. All right, everything's spiritual.
Yeah, we said to each other, we said, we've got to start out with some joy, joy, joy. And fun. Thank you.
So thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara.
Yay, Barbara Davis is here with us today. So, shall we take a deep breath? Shall we center on peace in our heart space? I'm in my heart space now, just from singing that song. Being in our heart space, great way to get there is to think about things we love and people we love and things we love to do. Just center in that heart space and remember that that power and presence of peace and light and love is right where we are. And so we can take a moment now just to let that peace move through us out into our experience, out into the world. And so I know that as we have taken this moment to center on peace, that that peace within us is manifested in our lives and in this world, because peace is the heart of God, the heart of Source, and it is right where we are at all times. So I just allow this time to have been fruitful and know that it manifests and multiplies abundantly out into the world. As we just take a deep breath and affirm together, and so it is. Okay, so first of all, I want to say thank you to Michelle and to Reverend Diane, who held everything together last week for us while we were gone, and everyone else that participated. Thank you. So if you're here for the first time, or if you don't remember, or if you want to hear it again, you're in a Center for Spiritual Living. I feel like I always have to say it because I try to find a new way to say it every week, or something that will touch your heart. And I'm just so grateful for the teaching of the science of mind and spirit, because it assists me and helps me to just move through my experiences in life, no matter what they are, because I understand and know that the presence and power of spirit, of love, of God is right where I am, and that can move through anything, no matter what it is. And that when I use my mind in the right way, when I use my thoughts in the right way, I can shift my life and the world around me because I've shifted my perception of it. So that's our teaching in a nutshell. What we put out comes back to us.
And just to piggyback on that, no more said than being able to use this philosophy this month. We went to a memorial, this for a very young girl, and there was so much to be known and to be felt. And we just looked at each other and I said, if I didn't have this principle, if I didn't have this truth, I don't know how we would really make it through. I'm sure that everyone but our big thing is, and I'm going to say this so we don't forget it, no matter what's going on in our lives, just remember there's a great question to ask yourself. How am I going to love my way through this one? No matter what goes on, how am I going to love my way through this one? And that was so miraculous for us. So, with that being said, I know there's some first-timers here, and how do I know? Because I'm psychic. No, because
Well, he is.
I am
So
psychic,
are you.
and so are you. But what I do know is you're recognized by your shells. So, who is here for the very first time? Just give a little hand up, and there you go, there you go. And so we know something about you. It's okay. It's okay. I knew you were new, even if you didn't have the shell.
Run out of shells.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. You tried to slip by without the shell thing, huh? Yeah, it's okay. So it's so true. But here we go. We know something about you, and we're going to let you know. And here it goes. Ready, everyone? You are magnificent. Oh, yes.
Like,
Take it
yes,
in.
I am.
Embrace
Yes,
it. That's
yes,
it.
yes.
And we know that about you because we know that about ourselves. Just like the peace candle, just like that idea of peace. Unless we know peace within, how can we know it without? Unless I know I'm magnificent, each one of us is magnificent, how can we recognize the mirror of your magnificence? So we know that. So shall we all say it together? I am magnificent. And if you didn't think it got any better, Rob is in the back with a camera. And it's like, filming all of this. So there are magnificent people on that end looking in at us so that they can be a part of our family. We have a global community here at CSL Kauai, members that are off island and visit. So let's let them know that we know who they are. Are you ready? You are magnificent. Now look to your left, to your right. I don't care where you look. Just let somebody know. Touch them. Say hello. You are magnificent. You're magnificent.
You are magnificent. Yay. You're magnificent and abundant. Okay, let's rise up for our opening song.
That's right. The new people didn't know it was audience participation, did they?
Thank you, Barbara.
All right.
Luis.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. No more living in fear, I'm gonna let it shine. No more living in fear, I'm gonna let it shine. No more living in fear, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
So what I know right here and right now is that there is only one power. There is only one presence, and it is love. It is love. And love trumps everything. Love is what we are. Love is our experience in every single solitary moment. We are love. And I know we come here today to celebrate that love, that light that we are. And I know that in this celebration that we have here today, that everything unfolds in all its perfection and we are lifted up. And as we are lifted up, we lift up this whole planet with our love and with our light and with our joy. I know that, I claim it, I announce it, and I know everything manifests that from this moment to the next to the next. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful. So I just release this word as law, knowing that it is complete, it is done, as we affirm together, and so it is.
all around the world. We're gonna let it shine all around the world. We're gonna let it shine all around the world. We're gonna let it shine all the time, let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine all the time, let it shine. Yeah.
The room is lit.
Wow.
Here's your microphone. Oh, well, let me introduce you. Okay, so this is a time we do a few times a year where we welcome our new members, and we have a couple of new members here today. And so we want to acknowledge them and love them into our home here at Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. And being a member here, what it means is that you've made a commitment to yourself for your spiritual growth, and you've chosen CSL Kauai as your home, as your place of launching, your place where you can grow and go out from there and do what you do. And you've actually made a commitment to support yourself and to support the center too in any way that you can. So we'd like to welcome those new members today. And Michelle LeMay is our board member who's going to read the names.
All right, and as I say your name, we can certainly applause, but please come on up and then stay up here. We have a special song for you afterwards. So Ronnie Walker can join us. She's been a member for a while, but hasn't had a chance to be honored. And she's quite surprised. You're welcome. And then we have Leland Pappert. Come join us up here, Leland.
Yeah, you're good.
And here's your card, Leland. You're welcome.
Get a hug in a
And
minute.
Sarah Dooley.
Yeah.
Yay! You're welcome. All right.
Song down, most of you.
Yeah, I'll start it out here so you can remember the motion.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
You are the face
Of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
face of
I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are the part of me. You are the face of God. Face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
I like that idea, Emma. It's so simple and it's so beautiful, and it's always a guaranteed tear thing happening. Yeah, right? Always. Even if you've done it for 3 years, I go, oh, I've already done that one, right?
All right.
Woo!
So now,
Beautiful.
to give us some more love, here is Malia.
Good morning. I'm looking for my quote.
So am I. Oh.
I have it in my purse.
Anyway, when I was putting together this agenda, I forgot to copy the second copy, but I take full responsibility because that's what this philosophy is all about. And in the meantime, we have Malia.
Again, my name is Malia Reed. I'm a licensed religious science practitioner and many other things. And I'm happy to be here today to lead you into meditation. But first we're going to listen to a little quote from Tor Norendas. This is a great quote. It really is wonderful. The universe began when nothing saw itself in the mirror. So let's just take some deep breaths before we hear that one again. Getting grounded in our seats. The universe began when nothing saw itself in the mirror. So let's take the seed thought into meditation and just getting comfortable in your seats. And if you feel like you want to close your eyes, that would be nice. Just feeling grounded, knowing that you're in a safe place and all is well. Enjoy your meditation. Thank you. universe began when nothing saw itself in the mirror. The universe began when nothing saw itself in the mirror. In preparation for the spiritual mind treatment, just staying in this relaxed place, knowing that there's one power and one presence in the universe that I call God, that I call good, that I call magnificent beauty, love, goodness. This presence that I call God is everywhere. It's in me, it's in you, it's in everyone in the island, everyone in the world, the plants, the flowers, the trees, the oceans, the mountains. It's everywhere. It goes out into the cosmos and beyond, because there is no spot where God is not. And what I know about this presence that I call God, that it is magnificent. And because it's in everyone, we can be here right now and just feel the love and just know that it's always here whenever we need it, because it's never left. God is always with us. Spirit is always with us. And so this love and this spirit and this beauty is everywhere. It's in our health. It's in our relationships. It's in our creative expression. It's in our finances. It's everywhere. So there is no place where we don't have the Spirit of God or the love of God. A lot of times we think, oh, it's just here and it's not there, but it's everywhere, and it's loving, and it's here, and we could use it. It's the power for good, and we can use it. And I'm so grateful for this power that it's good, and this light that we share, and this love and this goodness. It's everywhere present. And I just say, mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Thank you for this light and for this beauty and for this goodness. And I just invite everyone to join me as we say together. And so it is.
I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. I am.
Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Malia. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, everyone. I want to just be in gratitude. Take a deep breath of gratitude for life, just breathing through us and moving through us. So there's a lot I want to share today. I'm going to just say I am in process, but because I have this teaching, my process is, I always know everything's going to be okay. Everything is okay. And I'm just processing. And so I get to process with this idea that God is in everything and that I can trust the universe. And there was a quote by Ernest Holmes. I love the daily readings because they always seem to be like, we have a textbook that's all Ernest Holmes readings that we study when we enter this teaching. And then we get to read it over and over, and it becomes really poetry to us. But I love the daily readings because they seem to always be appropriate for what you need that day. And you just get to read a little passage of this big, thick book. But anyway, there was this quote that said, "Let us dislodge doubt, fear, and unbelief, and trust implicitly in the good." Let us dislodge doubt, fear, and unbelief, and trust implicitly in the good. So I really was thinking about this morning in regards to a lot that's been going on in my life this month. There's been a lot of stuff, not just our little dear Nora who made her transition, but other stuff too, and health issues, and it seemed like we're getting like calls, and it's not just because we're ministers. My daughter's always like, "Well, Mom, think of the profession you're in," but but it's not even just that. It's just like people we know. It's been crazy this last month. So I can see that sometimes I can get like, thinking like, when's the next shoe going to drop? But if I do that, it's really lying to myself about what I believe. It's like when Ernest says, if to desert the truth in our hour of need is to prove that we don't know the truth. And so if we're deserting the things that we say that we know, just because things are happening in our life, then we don't know. We really don't know, because we can only be what we know. So when I saw this quote, I thought, I have a choice to take everything that's occurred in this month for me, and I have a choice. I have two choices. One choice is I could go down the deep end and say, this world is crazy and, life sucks or whatever. Or I can make another choice. I can say that these experiences are here to create growth in me, and to create growth and deepness in me, and allow me to know from an even greater place, in a more expansive place. And if I think about it that way instead of the other way, then I can say that it is good. Because I can say that the universe has to back me 100% of the way, or everything I say is a lie, and I know it's not a lie. So the universe is always backing me. And there's that saying, judge not by appearances. Like, we look at things from the outside and we go, oh, that's really bad. But we're judging by just the appearance of the condition. We're not like really thinking much else about it besides what we see. But I think for myself, if I judge not by appearances, to me that means that something deeper has to be going on. Something good has to be happening. Something that maybe I don't see it, because, like I said in my blog today, I have right now maybe a limited view of what comes after this, or of maybe I don't. Maybe I only know what's right here and right now. But I think if I let myself go and surrender to this idea that everything is good, that I will be given more inspiration and more expansiveness, where if I do the opposite, I'm just going to create more of the same. I'm just going to create more of the same, and I'm going to go deeper and deeper into my hole. So I choose to dislodge doubt, fear, and unbelief, and trust implicitly in the good. I choose it. It is a choice. Somebody can't force this on me. Somebody can't say, Rita, you got to believe that way. No, it's a choice that I make, and then I have to move from that place. And that's what I'm doing right now. So, this month, I never would have expected. Well, first of all, one thing is I realized that the beginning of November started with me, Patrick and I going to that conference with Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton, and how expansive that was, and how that was like the perfect timing for everything that would occur after that I had no idea was going to happen, but I was being prepared. It was like the universe was saying, you need some more support here. You need some more knowing. So let's introduce you to what these guys have to say, and let's see where it takes you. And I feel like wow, that was like going to school before something was going to happen, because I had no idea how the month was going to end. And so I look at that as the universe saying to Rita, I'm there for you. I'm supporting you. And if more you open up to that universe to support me, instead of like thinking that it's not supporting me, the more you're going to be supported. So, and the more you're going to see the support. So, Donna Michael, does anybody know Dr. Donna Michael? She actually wrote the song, God is Holding Me. And she wrote it, it's a beautiful song, God is Holding Me. And she wrote it when she was in the depths of despair in her life. And I had the pleasure of meeting her a couple of times when I lived in Los Angeles. But she said that when one is in the midst of making a change in their lives, the old ways will hold on with everything they've got. Things get even darker. She calls it the last gasp of a dying fear. So, right? Like sometimes you think it can't get any worse. Can't get any worse. It's the last gasp of a dying fear, because we are going through such a planetary change right now. I mean, it's so obvious. I mean, we can't deny it anymore. We cannot deny that we are going through a planetary change. And I mean, I've been on this planet for 65 years, and I've never seen anything like what's going on right now. And I mean, I'm even going back to the Vietnam War and all of that, where things looked like really kind of weird. But now it's like everything's coming together. People's money, their the violence, and everything. So, and then health issues now and all of that. So I believe it is the last gasp of a dying fear, because what I believe is that we're being asked to go deeper. We're being asked to find spiritual solutions to these things instead of just keep looking at the appearances and going, wow, okay, what are we going to do about that? Because in this science, we don't deal with conditions. We don't treat conditions. We treat from the spiritual realm. We treat from the unseen, because that's where that beautiful quote that Malia just used in her meditation, where there's nothing. Joe Dispenza even talks about being the no thing, the unknown, the thing that knows nothing, the thing that is just pure intelligence, pure energy. That's what we're creating for, but if we cloud it up with all this other stuff, so I believe all this stuff is just falling away right now. It's just falling away, and we're just being asked to just go deeper in our own particular way, whatever that is. And I really choose to trust that the more I trust it, like more I know that the universe is for me and not against me, that the more I'll start to see these things in a different light. And I'll start to expand my mysticism. We had talked about this. I don't know if it was here. It was Christmas Eve, I think. Or maybe, I don't know. I've been talking so much lately. But where we talked about us all being mystics. Did we talk about that here? I think on Christmas Eve. That my mysticism will expand my idea of mysticism, and a mystic just knows. A mystic doesn't try to figure things out. A mystic doesn't reason with the outside world. A mystic just intuitively knows. But we have to trust that. We have to trust that we know. And I think a really first step is to trust that everything is good, and that we're being asked right now to just step up really in a big, huge way. And I know we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be the people here if it wasn't for us to do. And I know that each of us, in our own unique way, we might think that we can't, or it's too big, or we don't know what to do, or we don't have any talents, or any of that, but that's not true. That's a big lie. Each of us has this special place in this universe that is ours to give exactly what we are here to give. And I do believe that when Ernest Holmes wrote, "A new light is coming into the world," we are on the borderland of a new experience. A new light is coming into the world. We are on the borderland of a new experience. The veil between spirit and matter is very thin. The veil between spirit and matter is very thin. Yeah, I really believe that. I really believe that the veil is very thin. And we get the chance to just, in any moment, peek through it and get more and more of this understanding that we're so desperately looking for. Some of us, I'm speaking for myself, and to know that we can know that the universe is good, and that we can dislodge doubt, fear, and unbelief. And that's what we do in spiritual mind treatment. We dislodge it. We just dig it out and let it go and create an avenue of light, of trust, and a trust implicitly that it's good and that we're good, and that we have everything we could ever require to move through any experience and to find the joy. This is about rebirthing into joy, and to find the joy, because joy is there. It's there all the time. It might seem like it's hidden, but it's there, peeking itself through us at all times. So that's what I wanted to say today, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here with you and to be home. Too many trips to the mainland. 3 and 5 weeks is way too many. So I'm home. I'm home for a while. I know it. All right. Aloha. I love you. And mahalo. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara.
are those of us who dare to hope for peace on earth. Will you listen to your heart? Will you listen to your soul? There are those of us who dare to be a force of love, create the world we seek, and fly high with a dove. It all begins with you. It all begins with me. If you will dare to hope, it all begins with we. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday that you will join us, and the world can be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm dreaming, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday that you will join us, and the world can be as one. It's all up to you. It's all up to me. If you will dare to dream, it's all up to we. Dare to be peace. Create the world we seek. If you will dare to be peace, if you will dare to believe, believe in peace, create the world we seek. If you will dare to believe, if you will dare to be.
Nice. What a beautiful little combo you created for us today. Thank you. Let's give it up again for Barbara Davis. And Luis. So beautiful how we all take care of one another. It's like, Luis, you forgot Luis. We could never forget you, Luis. I love you. So here we go. So today I am actually going to talk about joy. Because the last time I left you, I was talking about Christmas trees and all the stories of my life, and it all was very important. And one thing I want to bring up about that, I was talking to Michelle, because I can always call her out and not ask permission, because she'll just go, he's going to do it anyway. So here I was talking to her, and I go, I got a little personal, I gave everybody kind of and she goes, are you having a vulnerability hangover? And I went, and so it is. And so what that was is when we have a vulnerability hangover, which is what Brene Brown talks about, that's when you go, I'm authentic, I'm exposed, look at me, and then you leave, and you go, oh dear God, everybody's just, and right? Have you ever been there? It's like, you're like all into the exposure thing, right? I've got it down. Freedom is another word for nothing left to lose. And then all of a sudden you go home, you go, oh dear God. Rita and I sometimes drive home and we go, we really exposed a lot today, didn't we? But that's okay, because that is what carries. I made a thing about being authentic and vulnerable, and so it is. I'm living my life by it. But I've really learned a lot this month. I was telling somebody, when I got back, I felt so spiritually mature again, because it's just like you think you're getting there, and then you have more opportunity to have this. And I was thinking of something when Rita was speaking about this idea of judgment, and I have to call myself out for a moment. I've done some judgment of this month. I really have. I found myself going, what's next? And I said, I just talked about foreboding joy in one of my talks about stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I was like going, all right, what time? I actually said this. I'll call it. It's what date is it? How many more days we got in December? And I said it with that accent too. I'm not kidding. And so what I've learned about that is that the spiritual maturity comes from this. Why is it that when it's all going fine, then we're all great in our little spirituality? And then when something else is happening, I put a judgment on it. And some of my biggest teachers this month have been through the pain. And so today we want to talk about the joy of rebirthing. And when we were in LA, we had the opportunity to speak at Reverend James's, Dr. Reverend James, his center, because he had pretty much he'd lost his daughter, and pretty much was about at the end. So at 8 o'clock the night before, he says, hey, you guys, you're on tomorrow. So we talked to his month, this month for them is, in his center, is about rebirthing. And so I kept getting this clicking about actual birth. And I know what you're thinking. What would you know about it? But here's the deal. And as I told them in LA, this is not my first rodeo. This is not my first lifetime, for all your FYIs. So how do I know what I've gone through? Because there's a deep connection to this idea of metaphysical birth and the actual birthing process. And I started going through that, and I read this wonderful quote. I've died 1,000 deaths, each time reinventing myself brighter, stronger, and purer than before. From the midst of destruction, I became a creator of myself. From the midst of darkness, I became my own source of light. I've died 1,000 deaths, each time reinventing myself brighter, stronger, and purer than before. From the midst of destruction, I became the creator of myself. From the midst of darkness, I became my own source of light. Now that is what I call the birthing process. To go to that place, to remember who you are. And I thought of that whole idea of labor, because that's what I feel like I've been this entire month, since last month, just this incredible labor. And metaphysical birth is really no different than actually birthing. If you haven't birthed and you haven't done it, you've seen it in a movie. You've seen it in a movie. And you go, well, that's not the same. But yes, metaphysical birth is painful, folks. We go through rebirthing on a daily basis. Every time you go to sleep at night and you wake up in the morning, you have had a rebirthing. Because we are once again new. once again, powerful. And so I thought, well, where's the joy? Because here's the comparison. How many times do you guys are going through life and you're like, push, push, shove, shove, cry, sweat, life, right? No, nobody in here? You guys are all looking at me like, I have no idea what he's talking about. I have never struggled. I have never pushed. But it reminded me of the whole birthing process. And the only thing that serves us is what? People who have had babies. When you let go. When you finally let go. And it's that thin line between life and death. Now, this is what I heard because I did my research. Just because I'm a man doesn't mean that I didn't do my research. They say that there is a point between where you would give up your life for that moment of the child. And it's a thin line. And it's that point where you're just going to release and let go. So what does that have to do with our metaphysical life? Everything. We are pushing and we're shoving and we're finally, and the only way we can do it is to let go and let the birth take place, whatever that is in our lives. Whatever that is. And I thought, that is, and haven't you ever seen it in the movies, of course? I love that thing where it's like, yeah, get this out of me, and there's all this, wah, and then all of a sudden it's like, once it's released. Did I do it pretty good? Let me recreate it. No, sweat, bring in the sweat. But that's what I mean by that. It's that idea that it wasn't until, and then you're going, laughing. I've talked to Rita, I've talked to my mom, she said, the funny thing is I barely remember that part of it once the other part, the blessing has occurred. And think of our lives on a metaphysical level. We're thinking of this month and I'm going, God, how much tragedy, how much more stuff, right? And then you start getting deeper into it because, right? It starts like, the muck starts to feel kind of like, oh yeah. And I call it my distraction. I get to jump in there. For me to say what's going on in today and to say how many days are left in a month, even kiddingly, I love me and I don't shame me anymore. So none of you are going to do that either. But what I'm saying by that honesty of myself is that everything that has happened this month, and why are we picking on December? I'm 60 years old, man. I've had some Decembers that we could talk about for another 2 years up here on a Sunday. But we get involved in that, and I said, what if, and I know it, that everything that has occurred has been my teacher? What happens if everything that has happened this month and everything that is happening now is for my good? And it's like, how do you do that? Well, just like pain, I was telling Dr. James when we were with his congregation, I said, it doesn't mean we're not having pain, but we're going to, how are we going to love our way through this pain? And it is a birthing. And it is a birthing. And how I describe is when you're going through something in your life, it is exactly like that because you're going, get this out of me. Take this pain away. Whether it's emotional, whether it's a hangnail, cancer, a diagnosis, it doesn't matter. Get it out of me because we're so used to wanting to get past that pain. Get past the pain to the birth. And sometimes, and what I found this month in my spiritual maturity, what I have found here is that I found joy, as I've said before, within the pain. And that joy in the pain was able to help me and assist me and said, listen, I did not desert you, because that's what it feels like when you lose someone. You walk into a doctor's office and they say, hey, I got some news for you. When you go and you say to your wife, and the wife, they say, I'm done with you. We're moving on. All of the things for the month of December. And then you get there and you say, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Life did not desert me. I have the power right here and right now to do anything that I choose to do through it. So, is it a Pollyanna attitude? You're damn right it is. You're damn right it is. I love being the founder of a center because you can cuss and then not really feel bad about it. It's like when you go to a speaker and you just happen to say, sometimes you just got to cuss about it. Sometimes life gets there and you just go, wow, that's crappy. But what I know, that there is something holding me up, and it supports Patrick, and it supports each and every one of us. So this is a new year coming. This is the last Sunday of the year. And let's not bore ourselves with intentions this year, shall we? But also, here's another one. And I'm going to leave you with this for the new year, in case I don't see you tomorrow. Let's also not get so sarcastic about it that we don't make any plans for ourselves. How many years now that I have heard, probably 10 to 15 years, people go, oh, I don't do that intention stuff anymore. I'm thinking, so basically you're going to let life just do whatever it does, and you'll just go along with the flow? No, we still have to make an intention. And that intention for me this year is to be even more and more of my God self. For me to show up with or without a vulnerability hangover and be okay with that. This is my year to just open up even wider and say, let me participate in the replanting of this planet. This is an opportunity that we stop using the distractions such as on New Year's. Oh, I don't make intentions anymore. I love the idea of the cup. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it. That you put in stuff every week, that the good stuff that happens to you, and then you read it the year later. What a concept. To be looking for the good. So every week you drop what happened that was great, and then at the end of the year you start reading all the stuff that happened great for us. We have a responsibility. I have a remember the we thing, you can't say we. I have a responsibility, and the responsibility I have is to live my life to the fullest and to be an example of that. And that is exactly what I intend to do. So I am making intentions this year. I'm not going to let life just see what happens. I'm not going to live another day of my life where I wake up and say, let's see what happens. No, let us know what's going to happen. Does that make sense? Do I make sense? Yeah, sometimes. Here's the deal, folks. You dare to ask a question, you got to be ready for an answer to it. So I will end again. With this wonderful quote. Lipstick on my thing. I mean, where does it end? Where does it end with me? You think you're going to come back and things might be just a little bit shifted. But guess what? Not a chance. So I know for you a joy-filled life. And I also know this, that I've died 1,000 deaths. Each time reinventing myself brighter, stronger, and purer than before. From the midst of destruction, I became the creator of myself. From the midst of darkness, I became my own source of light. I see all of your light right here and right now. I see you. I see your light. And it just bathes me with so much joy and love. Namaste.
You better quit while you're ahead, honey. Wow. I really can't stay.
Exposed.
I love you. No, that was wonderful.
I love you always does that. I love you. What does that make up for it?
Yes, actually it does. Love makes up for everything. All right. So, wow, this is our last collection of the year.
It is.
Whoa.
Woo-hoo.
How exciting is that? It's been a beautiful, amazing year for Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, and I know it continues into 2019 as we flourish and grow and get ready for our next step. And thank you in advance for all the gifts that you give here and have given here. It's definitely appreciated by all involved in this center, and allows us to allow our message of perfection and love to go forward into the world. And as you know, 10% of what we give here goes out actually monetarily into the world. So thank you for that. So in the program, there is a affirmation that we get to read together and just actually really take it into ourselves and into our life. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, my life, and the world.
And so it
is. And let's sing our gratitude song.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful.
And I am so grateful for all the gifts and ties that come in this basket. And I'm also grateful for all the love and the goodness that's here today. And I know that it blesses and prospers everyone. And it just goes out into the world, and it goes beyond and beyond out for the world, so that we could be a shining light and just CSL Kauai just prosper. Thank you.
So it is. I think we got, who's taking? Oh, Donna.
Thank you, Donna.
Okay, come on. We've
Come on
got,
up. We have a little announcement too after Charles.
you guys
He's
are
bringing
doing
our
a
kids
very
up here.
slow walk.
Charles has been gracious enough to be with the children 2 weeks in a row. Yay.
There he is.
How you guys doing today? All right. Today we went over some of the different laws. We went over the law of circulation. Alana, what's the law of circulation?
Those who give will receive.
Very good. High five. Boom. And we also went over the law of attraction. Ruby.
What people are attracted to about you and what you are attracted to about them, what you have in common.
Very good. So you pretty much attract who you are and where your focus goes.
Your energy flows.
Very good. And we also did an appreciation exercise. We told some things that we appreciate about ourselves. Moen, what do you appreciate about yourself?
I appreciate that I'm good at soccer and I'm a decent gamer.
Very good.
Yay!
Hey, all right, let's give the kids their blessing. All right. Are we ready? You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. Yay. All right. Okay. We want to kind of keep you guys up here for the closing. Do you mind? No, we would like to keep you up here. But we want to make an announcement, though, because we lost Deborah Vandetay to her move. Not Vandetay, Deborah Valentina to her move to Colorado. And so we were lacking a board member. And because it was in the year, we as a board were put out a call on our own to decide who we would want to be the board member to replace Deb. So we all decided unanimously that it would be Charles Wolfork. And he has definitely accepted full-heartedly, and we just wanted to say a couple of things. About yourself.
I accept it because the science of mind has changed my life for the better in so many different ways, and I have a wonderful ohana here, and I love to serve you guys, and you guys give so much to me tenfold through just the amazing energy that you guys give. So thank you.
We're grateful. So yeah. So okay. So anything else? Practitioners, come on up. The ones that are serving today. Michelle, Malia. All right. And Roseanne, you'll be in the bookstore. Rob is back there. Oh, Roseanne's counting. Everybody's double dutying today. All right. So what I want to say about the practitioners is that if something's come up for you and you want to, what was that quote I used? Dislodge doubt, fear, and unbelief, and trust implicitly in the good. These people are your are your voices today to do that. Your minds to help you with that. So allow them to know the truth for you. So come up and have a spiritual mind treatment. And I think that's the only other thing I have to say. Yes? Are we good? All right. So I guess we're ready to close. So let's stand up. Okay.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with love as our power. Family all are we. Let me walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And I'd like to say thank you right here and right now. And you go ahead.
No, you.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, it's okay, but we're just grateful. Just keep swinging. We're grateful, and what we're grateful about is everything that has transpired here today. And we're definitely grateful for 2018, yeah? Yes. All that joy running through, and as each and every one of us, we're grateful for Michelle LeMay, our latest star of the paper, and make sure to read that article. It tells a lot about her. And so we have that. We have Angela, DJ, and Walt, who was our Malama team today, greeting you, loving you, and baking cakes for you. That was Walt. And Malia, our practitioner, Rob Jones back there, and Jonathan, they're back there making this whole technical thing happen, the infinite intelligence working through each and every one of them. And we have Barbara Davis, yes, and Luis, keeping the beat for us all with those beautiful songs. And Roseanne and Donna are now counting our abundance as we sway back and forth. So what I know is I just say thank you, mahalo, for everything, for each and every one of you, for bringing your consciousness into this room, creating the atmosphere of love that we have, love and peace. So we just know that, we let that go, as together we say, and so it is. All right,
let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my song, joyous vow, to take
reign with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to